drinking, and their eating. This is within 30 minutes after completion of their training. So they have drilled into the Olympic athletes the necessity for rapid recovery. It's just absolutely essential. It's no different for you guys. You need to be thinking about getting your carbohydrate stores replenished, and the best time to do that is within 30 minutes after finishing your practice.
How many of you have felt extreme muscle soreness before? Probably all of you, right? That recovery nutrition can help decrease some of that muscle soreness, okay? So that's why that little bit of protein and a little bit of the carbohydrates is so key. It's so important. I noticed that if I don't get it in after some of my swims, man, it's bad news. So then I don't feel like working out the next day. So definitely recovery is very important for helping alleviate some of that muscle soreness.
The last thing that I want to talk about is sleep. Many teenagers, and this is true of my college students too, are burning the candle at three ends, and they're just simply not getting enough sleep. Sleep is absolutely critical. It's essential. It's absolutely necessary for you to replenish and repair your muscles that have broken down during practice. You guys need 9 to 10 hours of sleep every night. How many of you getting 9 to 10 hours of sleep every night? Our nation is a nation of sleep-deprived people. Do you know that many of the accidents out on the highway are caused by people falling asleep? It's been estimated that somewhere between 30 to 40% of accidents are caused by people falling asleep at the wheel. The rest are all due to texting, but that's another story. So, one of the most important things that you can do to improve your performance is to get adequate amounts of sleep. If that means going to bed a little bit earlier at night, that's what you need to be doing. But nothing will do more for your muscle repair and improvement of your stores than getting adequate amounts of sleep. So, I don't know if you had something else, Bethany. We want to open it up for questions. Anything that you want to talk about, we are ready and willing to talk about. So, we appreciate your attendance today. This is a great turnout.
You had mentioned, I heard you say, well, what about eggs? I know she didn't mention anything about eggs.
And I should have. Eggs are a wonderful breakfast. Eggs are a great source of iron. They're a great source of protein. The protein that's in eggs is a perfect protein. It has all of the amino acids that the human body needs. They've estimated the amount of cholesterol in an egg is only about 180 milligrams. You can have about 2 eggs a day and not really go over your cholesterol recommendation for the day. Eggs are great. They're great for repair.
And the yolk does have very beneficial vitamins and minerals in it. So sometimes they say always keep an egg yolk in it. You can add egg whites to bump up the protein content. So it's definitely
instant breakfast is a great thing for, I don't know if you know about instant breakfast, but you can add that to milk. It's a great way to increase the amount of protein in milk and make it more like a shake. How many of you are familiar with Smart Balance milk? Any of you? Smart Balance is a new product on the market. The Smart Balance milk has about 25% more protein, especially the fat-free. The fat-free milk that contains more protein actually tastes like, I think, 2% or even whole milk. It's a great taste, and it's got more protein. So that's another way to bump up the protein this morning.
How many of you are lactose intolerant? Can't drink milk.
We had a couple of boys.
And I have a lot of questions. Well, if I'm lactose intolerant, what can I do for dairy? Some people say, well, what about rice milk? What about almond milk? Those don't have much protein in it, so I highly recommend soy milk. That is something that I would highly encourage a switch if you're doing almond milk or rice milk.
Soy milk, the soy protein has been found to be have all of the amino acids that the human body needs. So it is a complete protein. Questions? Robin?
Our high school gets practice at 7 a.m. And most of them, when they eat anything in the morning, they end up throwing it up during practice. So what kind of hints do you have for maybe what they could try to have before they swim?
I would try maybe cheese sticks or some low-fat yogurt, or a lot of times they're going to have to experiment. To
What
see
about
what
even
really
Ensure?
is. Pardon?
What about even Ensure
Ensure is a great product.
for these early morning type things for quick digestion?
Yeah, Ensure would work. It's kind of expensive. I think milk is probably a better option. But again, milk oftentimes doesn't set very well in the stomach. So you want to try some things that maybe are digested a little bit easier. The yogurt has much of the lactose already digested. That's why it's probably a better suggestion. But peanut butter and toast, maybe just a half a slice, just to get some calories in before you start that work.
Have you had the athletes say what they've eaten and they have not been able to keep down?
You know, it really varies a lot.
It does. It's a very
Yeah.
individual.
It is a very individual thing, yes.
And each person almost has to experiment with what things work and with what things didn't work. I mean, I was a marathoner, and I could not get things into my stomach early, so I would eat a piece of toast with a little bit of peanut butter and my coffee, and that's how I got started. But at least I had something in my stomach before I went out for the long run. You need something in there to fuel that performance. So.
And that's when I say Gatorade. Usually that's well tolerated. And if they can't get anything in before they practice in the morning, I say that's when they want to make sure they are having that Gatorade during their practice. So, going on a couple of laps, taking a couple of swigs, that'll give them a little bit of energy, a little bit of carbohydrate source.
The other thing too is that eating before you work out is a training thing. It's no different than training your muscles. You have to train your stomach to accept more food. So each day you might add just a slightly little bit more to see how that settles with your stomach, but continue to add till you know that you can tolerate that amount of food. That it can be trained, your stomach can be trained to accept those additional calories.
Is honey, I'm thinking honey with peanut butter, is that a good thing? Like honey mixed in with peanut butter on a piece of toast, would honey be something good to give an athlete before they
Absolutely.
swim, run, or sort of thing?
Definitely.
A little bit of extra carbohydrates.
Yes,
Yeah.
What did you do for Matt, I guess, mostly?
Matt?
For early mornings?
We started cooking him chicken breasts.
Really?
Yeah, he would eat 2 or 3 chicken breasts in the morning, and then he would take some milk with him, and then as soon as he got out of the pool, then I packed him a whole breakfast with English muffins and peanut butter and cheese sticks and fruit, and I got stuff into him before he would practice, but then mostly he was taking in more calories after he got out.
That's what we said. Mostly is after
Yeah.
workout. I understand 350, maybe 600 calories pre-workout, those a good goal.
Well,
600 might be a
yeah,
little
600
high.
is a little high.
Okay.
And it depends on how soon before practice you're going to consume those calories. Typically, you want to think about it's a gram per
1 gram per kilogram an hour
Body
before
weight.
exercise.
Right.
And then
2 grams per kilogram 2 hours before.
Can you give me a rough estimate how much calorie burn for a 1,000-yard workout?
Oh, it depends on the intensity of the swimmer. The faster they're swimming, the higher the intensity. The longer the time they're in the pool, the more calories they're going to burn. I can tell you that from a running standpoint, it's about 100 calories per mile. It's far more than that in the pool.
4 times resistance.
Exactly. So that's why their needs are anywhere from 400 to 1,200 calories more per day than an average teenager.
Now, I've heard that 1,600, 1,800 calories in our bloodstream at any given time.
You have about 2,000 calories stored in your body in the form of glycogen. Blood glucose and glycogen. You have 10 times that much more stored in fat. Okay, guys, questions? Questions from the,
I had a question that was going back to the recovery and getting the fluid in per pound. Does that have to happen in that 30-minute time span or just within a couple of hours? I know you need the immediate replacement of carbohydrates, but
the fluids also need to be continued to be taken in.
within that 30 minutes?
Well, at least some of the fluid needs to be consumed during that time.
Okay, but not the complete. Let's say they
But you're
lose
gonna-
2 pounds.
Right.
Not that complete amount.
But you need to be consuming within the first two to 3 hours after that workout. Absolutely.
It's an ongoing,
Yeah, it's not something you
Yeah.
just do during practice or during competition. This is something we need to be doing all the time.
Supplements, you just mentioned.
Supplements. Supplements are a huge issue and probably the thing we get asked more questions about than anything else. For these guys, supplements are not a good idea. Mainly because we don't have the scientific research done that's been done in their age group. We don't recommend any kind of supplementation for people under the age of 18. The NC2A also has very, very strict guidelines about what supplements can and cannot be used. For example, creatine is a no-no. They're just not recommended. I would not be using them for this age group.
Is that, are you talking about just beyond like making a multivitamin?
Beyond a multivitamin.
So that's okay, but you don't have some options or whatever.
and with the multivitamins, they do have independent companies that test it. You want to look for what's called a USP label, United States Pharmacopoeia. You can also go on their website. They will give the vitamins and mineral supplements that they've tested to make sure that what they say that's in it is really in it, doesn't have any trace unwanted substances in it. Nature Made is, I think, one of the supplements that's USP certified. Costco has a brand that's USP certified.
Sam's Member Mark is a great brand and it's usually inexpensive. The problem is that there were studies done both in Europe and the United States, and when they independently tested even things that we would typically consider to be nutritional supplements, 25% of them were laced with illegal substances, steroids, toxic chemicals. So you have to know what you're consuming. Probably one of the best websites that you can look at is called consumerlab.com. It is the research arm of Consumer Reports. They independently take supplements from the shelves. They test them to make sure that what's on the label is in the product, and then they will put their stamp of approval, they get a check mark. But if they don't, they will tell you this one is not recommended for consumption. But again, as I mentioned, for kids under the age of 18, we really do not recommend supplements of any type, except a multivitamin.
This is probably a no-brainer question, but when we're talking fluids, and you're looking at Powerade, Gatorade, and water, where in the realm of fluids for an athlete, and does a soda fit? Does a soda fit in there somewhere? Is that soda going to work against them, or is it okay for them to have a soda a day or one a week? What's your take on?
I think both of us would agree that once they've met their fluid losses after training or during performance, if they want to have a soda, there's nothing wrong with that. And it will contribute to their fluid needs.
Okay. But that fluid, that soda should not be, like if they need 24 ounces of fluid, that 24 ounces should be included with that soda, or should it be included? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
For rehydration,
Yes.
I would say water or Gatorade or milk would be
Okay.
a better source of hydration, and then I would say milk or water
Right.
post-workout, and then Gatorade, and then think about the soda.
And then my next question in the same area as soda, because we know that it has 10 tablespoons of sugar in it, is how much sugar really should, I mean, they're getting sugar in foods, but we can get too much sugar to where we really work against ourselves. So what are these athletes supposed to be taking in?
Again, if they'll focus on complex carbohydrates rather than the simple carbohydrates are table sugar.
Yes.
If the first ingredient on your cereal is sugar, it's
Yes.
probably not one that we want to be consuming. You want to be looking for whole grain products. And the sugar that's typically in those products are the ones that are provided by the whole grain product. So it's the additional sugars that we want to
And that can be
take as much
taken
out.
away from them, opposed to adding to them. I mean, if they're getting too much of the table sugar, it's really hindering their performance more than it's helping their performance.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Not
I mean, it just
necessarily.
depends on overall if they're getting enough energy.
Well, one of the things that I know both of us are so passionate about is that each one of you is an individual and your needs are going to be different than the next person. And without, being overgeneral, we have to sit down with each one of them to figure out what their caloric needs are, what their fat and protein needs are, etc. The carbohydrates are not bad. That it's the additional ones that a lot of us have problems with, because if we take in more than what we need, it gets converted to fat.
Okay.
You want a question a little bit back?
I did. I think she maybe answered it because you had mentioned the website about checking the nutrients and the vitamins, or if it's actually in there.
Consumerlab.com.
And then there's United States Pharmacopoeia, USP.
You want to look for that on the label.
Yeah, and they also have a website that you can go to, and they have a list of multivitamin supplements that they've certified.
The NC2A also has a list of banned substances. If any of you are thinking about competing at the collegiate level, you need to be aware of what things are allowed and what things are not allowed. For example, you can't receive products from your team that have more than 30% of the calories coming from protein. I mean, they're very, very specific, very, very strict. Other questions? Well, one of the things that we do provide, we brought a couple of these handouts, is that we do have a sports nutrition clinic on campus, and we do provide a number of different services. If any of you are interested in individual counseling or testing, we do provide those services at the university. We are the only Division II university in the nation that has a sports nutrition clinic. So, right here in good old Little Denton.